really want to say the N-word. It's so crazy. It's like, like, hey, can you just not say something offensive? Like, but I really want to say the N-word. What's up, guys? Omni here. You guys know how it goes. Another day, another video. I tweeted I sleep. What news, topics, tweets, and videos y'all want me to talk about tomorrow, not including GameXplain's response. So for those of you who probably know, we've been talking about GameXplain a lot on this channel. Andre, the co-founder of GameXplain, basically gave his response, and the initial response was absolute garbage doo-doo butter. And then as of last night, Andre made a second response. He made a tweet longer talking about the situation in more detail, and basically gave some more details, took a little bit more accountability. Wasn't 100% perfect, but was a lot better, which is why I put the Uncle Iroh picture on there, just to basically be like, all right, good, that's a good starting place. But I know a lot of you guys don't feel like reading it, so we'll go ahead and read it right now. But before we get into the meat and potatoes of the videos, let me just mention two things. Number one, I said there was going to be a fan art contest, or basically just fan art. So if you want to submit fan art to me, send it to my Twitter, but I didn't basically explain how, because I have like 2 Twitter accounts. So basically, if you ever just want to submit fan art that you want to be put on the channel, just put a hashtag Omni fan art. And then daily I'll go ahead and I'll just search Omni fan art, and if I see something that looks pretty cool, I'll pop it up on here. Okay, so yeah, type in Omni fan art and I'll throw it here on the video. And the second thing I want to say before we get started with the video is that if you guys want to be a part of the video, if you want your questions to be in here, I've noticed that Twitter has this thing where it doesn't let you see all of the replies. Like, I see it all on my phone, but I can't see it on my browser, and it doesn't even like sort it by like likes and things like that. All I do know is that people who probably submit their answers first tends to be the ones that I can see. So if you guys want to be selected for the video, I highly advise you, when you come to my Twitter account, hit the little notification thing, and then when I say I'm going to sleep, let me know what you guys want to talk about. That's the best way for you to get on the video, but I read all of it, so I just want to say thanks a lot. I'm sorry if I miss your options. All right, let's get into the video. So yeah, I got a lot of Twitter replies asking me to talk about Andre Segers and his second apology. Well, technically his first, because the first one was just a response. He didn't apologize at all, but let's go ahead and just read through it and let's see what you think. He said, I had been trying to handle things privately, stay out of the online fray, but I now realize that isn't possible, so here is what I have to say from the heart. This has been the most difficult week of my life. There have been moments when I felt like I couldn't breathe from the pressure that just wouldn't go away. Having what feels like the entire internet come weighing down on you is a level of hatred I wouldn't wish upon even my worst enemy. Every single action I took or didn't take was scrutinized to a level few are familiar with. I've never felt more vulnerable or isolated or hurt. So, okay, mixed feelings right off the bat. Okay, a lot of people are kind of annoyed with the fact that, in a video that's supposed to be an apology to like basically the employees, he's starting off the entire, apology or response with like a, hey, I'm hurt kind of thing. We're usually supposed to focus on the victims, but at the same time, I do understand that the level of attention that he has been getting in terms of being scrutinized is a lot for just reasons, but I can imagine it's very, very overwhelming. As somebody who's been on the receiving end of it, I can relate. So I'm not going to scrutinize him too much about this. I'm just going to keep going forward because I can identify with how he's feeling. It can be a lot. He continued, and it hurts that this stems from people that I truly do respect and did consider my friends. Just the month before they departed GX, one of them even stated that I was one of their closest friends. I can only speculate about what changed or if there was ever truth in the statement in the first place, but it's partially why I was caught by surprise. Working remote can be extremely challenging, as I'm sure a lot of people have learned this past year. You rarely see your coworkers face to face, and transparency isn't inherent like working in the office. One can only be aware of so much beyond what they're being told, and I'm learning now to be more proactive in reaching out to prevent issues from arising later. I definitely recognize truth in some of their statements. I have done a lot of self-reflecting over the last week, and I am committed to improving how I manage staff in the future. I would also like to give some context into some of the issues that have been raised. First, $1 to $2 an hour. I did some quick math, and I cannot find a way to understand how this makes sense. Maybe it was said offhandedly, or maybe the individual in question was spending far more time on these assignments than I had ever possibly realized. If this was an issue, had I been made aware of it, I would have immediately taken action to reconcile it. Regardless, the general point of the pay being too low for the workload is fair, and we've since addressed this with better pay combined with clear expectations and timelines, both for contractors and full-time employees. Okay, I think that's a good step in the direction. I do think that Andre got a lot of hate for that whole situation when it came to like the dude playing Final Fantasy VII in like 48 hours. And I don't know if I said this in the video, but I was like, why would someone do that? I'd just be like, no, you know what I'm saying? At the same time, you're trying to put food on the table, but at the same time, not communicating to the person that you are working 48 hours to do something, if that didn't happen, then yes, there's got to be some kind of, reciprocal, energy going on there. Because if someone's slaving away for 48 hours and the other person has no idea that they are, but they're not being communicated it, then it's a two-way street. So I can understand what he's saying a little bit with this. Anyway, moving on. Next, working severe overtime to finish a game before embargo. This shouldn't have happened, period. The reviewers seemed eager to dive in and I got caught up in their excitement, but I know only too well how draining rushing to meet an embargo can be, as I've subjected myself to those conditions multiple times. We've addressed this by improving communication with the staff on their current projects, tracking how their progress matches up with their planned deadlines, and then making adjustments as needed. Untimely payments? Yep, I often did take an unnecessary amount of time to send out payments, and there really is no excuse. There's a lot of work that goes into managing a channel of this size, with tasks and notifications constantly beckoning for my attention, and I'm unfortunately forgetful and easily distracted. But that doesn't excuse anything, and paying my staff should have been a top priority above all else. I've since taken steps to ensure this doesn't happen again by automating payments through a payroll service. That's huge. That's really good. Okay, that's progress. I never set out to become YouTube famous or to employ a staff for my channel. It just grew over time as demand increased, and the policies that we had in place when we were much smaller don't work for a company of this size. I know that now. I had already spent the better part of last year taking the step to put a better system in place, and it's a bummer that the original members aren't around to benefit from them. But this truly has been a learning experience, and I'm going to deploy these lessons as I continue working on myself and my company's policies as we move forward. If you've gotten this far, thank you for reading. I'm far from perfect, but I am trying. I love my current team, and we are truly united by our passion for gaming and fueled by our incredible fans. I really appreciate those who have reached out to me over the past week. I will be forever grateful. I'm sorry for those I have hurt, and I promise that I will do better, much better. So yeah, guys, that's the second response from Andre, and in my opinion, it's way better than that 3-paragraph legal jargon that we got the day before. It seems a lot more genuine. It seems a lot more sincere. I like it, okay? And it might not be perfect. Maybe he could have addressed more things. Maybe he shouldn't have said other things, but I do feel like if a person has the intent to change and do better, that we should be welcoming of it. So yeah, I'm going to pump the brakes on this guy for a little bit. I know we've been going hard on him, talking about him, scrutinizing him, but for good reason. People were affected by this, and this can't be allowed to happen again. And people need to know that, hey, if you treat your coworkers like this, then you can be put on blast as well. However, when someone, accepts their mistakes and they say that they want to do better, then I'm like Uncle Iroh from Avatar, bro. I forgive you. Like, now, in terms of like the people who were affected, that's up to them if they want to pursue, like, I don't know, getting some money or back pay in the future. But for me, just as a viewer, from an outsider, someone saying like, hey, I'm really sorry. Here's what I did. I'm owning up to my mistakes. Here's what I'm going to do better. That's enough for me. So yeah, that's the GameXplain situation updated. I haven't heard from like Derek or Ash and them about how they feel about it, but that's where we are so far as of today. Trevon at Taco Bell said, "You alright, man? Just saw the recent video and it looks like you're tired." Nope, not tired, just ugly. At Lil Ugly, I like that name. That one person that came out as transracial and has been throwing the N-word around. Yeah, so there's this person named Dave who said how it started, and it's a picture of them, normal picture, and how it's going. And apparently, it's hard to talk about this with a straight face. Apparently, my guess is this dude Dave has identified themselves as being black. And then, oh my god, so this person basically just blackfaced themselves, and said, "I'm finally black. I've always wanted to say the N-word, and now I'm legal to do so. Serving melanin look. Fire emoji, heart emoji, latest N-word in town. Hashtag transracial." God damn, this is so disrespectful, but to me, it's absolutely comical. Like, don't get me wrong, this is absolutely racist, and this is like a spit in the face from like actual trans people. Like, this is a joke. But like, I just can't help, because it is a joke, I can't help but laugh at it. I think that's just my natural response now when it comes to racism and just tomfoolery. So guys, I can't play this clip, but it's this dude jamming to the N-word song and says, "Jam it to N, you N's and B's. Go check out this masterpiece." It's absolutely hilarious. It's absolutely offensive. But again, I can't help but laugh. Apparently, he retweeted a tweet that said, "I am coming out as a black person. Sometimes you're just born in the wrong race. Just like how trans women are people born as a man, but as a woman deep inside. I am white, but I am black deep inside. So please stop saying that I am blackfishing, because in fact, I am trans black." I can't, bro. I just can't. There's something wrong with people, bro. There's something wrong with people. Like this isolation, this COVID thing got people going real stupid, going full on crazy, bro. This is what y'all want me to say? You guys want me to talk about how it's wrong or something? Or everyone clearly knows like this is a freaking gimmick and this is a freaking troll, but not even a troll, just somebody who just wants to say the N-word. I don't know what's up with like white people who just really want to say the N-word. It's so crazy. It's like like, hey, can you just not say something offensively? But I really want to say the N-word. Anyway, in my opinion, absolutely hilarious. This would have made a good Dave Chappelle skit, in my opinion. So Samu tweeted, Omni, it's safe to say I'm your biggest fan from Asia. Wow. Who's your waifu in any games or anime and why? Have a great day. Love your beanies, by the way. Hey, thank you so much. You have a great day as well. So fellas, I have a lot of waifus, okay? I have a lot of waifus so that I can have a lot of laifus. But yeah, I cannot tell you, you know, which specifically. Like usually there's a waifu, the most trending waifu, the most recent waifu, the most classic waifu, the ninja waifu. Here, I have Hinata, who's a waifu here. By the way, I just searched Infernal Omni and waifu and talked about it. I got my girl Toka from Love, Chunbyo, and Other Delusions. She was absolutely great. Clearly, I got my Attack on Titan waifu, Mikasa. She's undisputed, bro. She, woof. Ooh, that's a waifu. Riku from Final Fantasy is a waifu. My waifu knows no bounds. I've had a lot of waifus. I can't answer this question without. I think what's a better question is what's my favorite waifu from a specific show or series? Because I feel like every game or show or anime or whatever has that specific waifu, and I could probably select it better from that. But yeah, I am a lover of waifus. And I also have a lot of waifus. You guys really must know though, I think my first anime waifu was Haruko from FLCL. I think watched the show a long time when I was a kid, and I just remember being like, wow, I am in love with an anime character. It was her. If you haven't seen this show, it's an old show, but it's a really, really good one. It's only like 6 episodes long. She's probably the OG waifu. All right, tweeted, it's been a minute since you've mentioned it. Have you been able to secure a PS5? Yeah, nope. I don't even believe in the PS5 anymore. Every time I get that now in stock alert or whatever and I try to get it, it's just sold out. I don't think the PS5 actually exists. I think it's a myth. I think anyone who actually has one is an NPC, a part of the simulation, and they don't actually exist in the real world. Red tweeted, hey, Omni, your 100th episode should be your review of Avatar The Last Airbender. So guys, I don't know if you guys know, I don't know if you follow me on Twitter, but I finished Avatar The Last Airbender, and oh my god, it's so good. It's so good. And also, I think we're like 96 or 97 days in of me uploading every day for the rest of my life. So we're almost at the 100-day mark, that's the big goal that I've been trying to reach. So I don't know if I'm going to have a review ready in the next 3 days. I feel like I'm going to put a lot of time and energy for talking about Avatar because this show is now very special and holds a very special place in my heart. But yes, that will be coming sometime in the future. I feel very glad that I watched it. And yes, for those of you asking, I will be watching Legend of Korra whenever I get the chance. Acrobatic said probably too late, but can we talk about the new Pokemon Snap trailer? All right, that's another thing that I haven't watched that I wanted to watch with you guys today. It's only a minute long. I know we're doing a lot of watching and reading, but yeah, you know, just one of those days. So yeah, let's go ahead and go into it. So it's on IGN. It's Pokemon Snap, the release date trailer. As you guys know, Pokemon Snap is being remade from the Nintendo Switch, if you didn't already know. And Pokemon Snap was one of my favorite games from Nintendo 64. I played that game over and over and over again. I don't know what it was that was so good about it. Just taking pictures of Pokemon and trying to catch Mew and you know, throwing Pokeballs in the lava pits and Charizard popping out, like so it's one of those games that I've wanted for a really long time. I'm glad to see it, and I hope it lives up to the hype. So let's go ahead and watch the trailer. I already really like the music. Got that saffron peaceful music vibe going on. New Pokemon Snap. Ooh. Oh. Ooh. Okay. Oh, let me calm down. Let me calm down. I'm vibing too hard. I hope this doesn't get DMCA by the way, but oh my gosh, this music, this is a banger song. Oh my god. Can you hear me calling? Uh-oh. What's up? Where you at? What's going on? Oh! This is a big dude? Where you just come from? Pokemon Snap, available 4/30/2021. Pre-orders start 1/14/21. So April 30th is when we'll get the new Pokemon Snap. It looks solid. Like Fella says, it looks actually really solid. It probably might be one of the first Pokemon games that I'm actually having high expectations for, because I wasn't really hype about Pokemon Sword and Shield personally. I don't feel like the game was that great. But yeah, really excited for Pokemon Snap. Can't wait for that to come out. It seems like a really relaxing game to just play and take pictures. If you mess up Pokemon Snap, then y'all lose my trust, Pokemon, okay? Don't mess this up, all right? All right. So guys, if you didn't know, Cyberpunk 2077, they made a tweet that said, "Dear gamers, below you'll find CD Projekt's co-founder's personal explanation of what the days leading up to the launch of Cyberpunk 2077 look like, sharing the studio's perspective on what happened with the game on old generation consoles." Basically a 5-minute video which appears to be them explaining themselves. I haven't watched it because I wanted to watch it with you guys, but it's also 5 minutes. That's pretty long. So maybe we'll skip around. Maybe I'll just keep watching until I get bored. Let's just watch a little bit at the beginning and see what happens, all right?
Hey everyone, my name is Marcin Iwiński and I'm the co-founder of Projekt. When I started Projekt 25 years ago, one of its founding principles was honest and direct communication with gamers.
That's not what happened. By the way, in case you don't know what happened with Cyberpunk 2077, yeah, they basically released a game that was unplayable for the PS4 and the Xbox One. It just, I mean, you could play it, but it was glitchy. It was just terrible. I needed a whole bunch of patches. It wasn't ready. It was an incomplete game. And even on some systems like the, the new generation, like the PlayStation 5 and PC, there was still a bunch of glitches. Like the game just wasn't ready to be released. So okay, I'm sorry. We're not going to ever get past this if I keep stopping. Let's just continue.
When Projekt Red, the game development part of Projekt, was born, it added something important to that principle, the ambition to make the best games in the world. It became our mission and something that guided us up until now. Based on that legacy of genuine and honest communication, you've trusted us and pre-ordered our game. And despite good reviews on PC, the console version of Cyberpunk 2077 did not meet the quality standard we wanted it to meet. I and the entire leadership team are deeply sorry for this, and this video is me publicly owning up to that.
All right. Already off to a good start. Already a better apology than GameXplain's first apology. Basically said, hey, I am deeply sorry, and here's why. Except for the implication for this is much bigger, because, apologizing for already stealing like millions and millions of dollars from people that's a big oopsie whoopsie. So let's continue that.
Please don't fault any of our teams for what happened.
Good.
They all are incredibly talented and hardworking.
Good.
Myself and the board are the final decision makers, and it was our call to release the game.
Ooh.
Although, believe me, we never ever intended for anything like this to happen. I assure you that we'll do our best to regain your trust. Now I'd like to tell you how the situation looked like from the inside.
Oh, this is interesting.
Cyberpunk 2077 is huge in scope. And I'm not only talking about quests or things you see at first glance. I'm talking about a multitude of custom objects, interacting systems, and mechanics.
Okay.
In the game, everything is not stretched out over flat terrain where we can make things less taxing hardware-wise, but condensed in one big city and in a relatively loading-free environment.
I get it. It's a big game.
On its own,
it's a big
this
game.
is a challenge.
Yeah.
But we made it even more difficult for ourselves by wanting to make the game look epic on PCs and then adjusting it to consoles, especially old gens. That was our core assumption. And things did not look super difficult at first. We knew the hardware gap, yes, but ultimately, I think that time has proven that we've underestimated the task.
Yeah.
To give you a concrete example and the main culprit, we had to constantly improve our in-game streaming system for all gen consoles. Streaming is responsible for feeding the engine with what you see on screen, as well as the game mechanics. And since the city is so packed and the disk bandwidth of all gens is what it is, it constantly challenged us. Every change and improvement needed to be tested. And
okay, so I kind of want to skip forward. He's basically saying it was really, really hard. Like the game was really, really big. We were very, very ambitious. There was a lot to go into it. And then the challenges that we arise, I get it, but I want to know why. Like I understand that you saw all this before it happened, but why still release it? So let me I just want to get to the why, that's all.
And as it turned out, our testing did not show a big part of the issues you experienced while playing the game. As we got closer to the final release, We saw significant improvements each and every day, and we really believed we would deliver in the final day zero.
With a lot of crunch,
Now
I
let's talk
imagine.
about the review process. We started sending our PC review keys in the first days of December. On launch day, December 10th, we hit the ground running with a really good start on PC. While not perfect, it's a version of Cyberpunk we are very proud of.
Let's move that
At the
out the
same
way.
time, we're fighting for quality on all-gen consoles till the very last moment. And every extra day of us working on the Day Zero update brought visible improvement. This is why we started sending console review keys on the 8th of December, which was later than we originally planned.
Okay.
This all happened while working from home with all the challenges resulting from the COVID-related restrictions.
Okay.
A lot of the dynamics we normally take for granted got lost over video calls or email, and we took that hit too.
Okay. I'll keep watching.
Now I'd like to tell you about our plans for the future and present a path for Cyberpunk 2077 on consoles and PC.
Wait. Don't go into the future. Explain why. Why did you drop it if you knew that it was already falling behind? Like, that's the that's the reason that everyone's coming to this video. Why did you do it? Like, why didn't you just delay it again? Why didn't you tell people that it was incomplete? All right, let's continue. Okay. Maybe I'm being too hard. I don't think so, but we'll continue.
We have already released 3 hotfixes improving the game, but that's just the beginning. Our ultimate goal is to fix the bugs and crashes gamers are experiencing across platforms. Please expect bigger and smaller patches on a regular basis. The first update will be dropping within 10 days, and it will be followed by another, more significant one in the following weeks. We will, of course, continue to work on the game in future updates and improvements beyond that. Our big plans for supporting Cyberpunk in the long term did not change. As for the free DLCs, our initial plan was to deliver them just after the release, much like we did with The Witcher 3. We decided to focus on the most important fixes and updates first, and we'll be releasing the DLCs afterwards.
Okay.
Expect more information in the upcoming months.
I just want to say I don't care. Like, I don't care about all of this. It's good that they're fixing the game, but I don't care.
For those of you playing on next-gen consoles in back compatibility, you can still expect the free next-gen update for Xbox Series consoles and PlayStation 5 arriving in 2021. We are aiming at the second half of the year. I'd like to end this video by assuring you that we treat this entire situation very seriously and are working hard to make it right. The guiding principles of our company are still core to what we do. We still want to make amazing games and have an open communication with you, our players. For now, our immediate focus is to work hard on making sure you enjoy
They're not going to explain it. They're not going to say it. Okay.
Cyberpunk 2077 regardless of platform. Beyond Cyberpunk, we have many plans for the future, which we'll share more about when we're ready. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video.
This video was created in English, so only the English version fully reflects our message. Subtitles in other languages were added solely for your convenience. My thoughts is that I don't think this told us anything that we didn't already know, and it was completely useless, okay? It basically said, hey, we faced some challenges because of COVID, and yeah, you know, we started running on crunch time in the last part of the month. And then, yeah, I mean, we made that decision and we're sorry. Here's what we're doing in the future. I don't think I got any new information from this whatsoever, and it was completely useless and wasteful for me. In my opinion, like, I'm glad that they put somebody out there. It's nice that they talked about it, but I can't feel sorry. Like, I can't feel sorry for a major big corporation. And they didn't explain why they made the decision. They didn't explain why they pulled the trigger. And why they pulled the trigger was probably the biggest reason and biggest question that a lot of people had. So yeah, for me, apology not accepted. I'm not going to sit here and feel sorry for big corporations. I won't, because they need to be actually, you know, accountable for their mistakes. They can't just, you know, take a bunch of people's money and then just be like, hey, we're sorry. That doesn't cut it. Okay. That doesn't cut it. Yeah, they could probably do better. Maybe there were some mistakes, but they have to better explain themselves, and the open communication that people want to know is why, and the why was never answered. So as of right now, I still don't care, and I still don't accept their apology. Maybe I'm being too hard, but I don't care. At Mitch Doza says, so your videos come out the same day you record them or the day after? Same day. That way I can give you guys the most up-to-date information as soon as possible. Lil Roach tweeted, how do you sleep early, bro? It's easy when you wake up early. When you wake up at like 5 or 6 a.m. in the morning, by the time it's time to go to sleep around like 8, 9, or 10 o'clock, your body is tired. It is exhausted, especially if you go to the gym anytime in between then. You have no choice but to to just zonk out. Ed Crunchy tweeted, can I send you a mug? I want to send you a mug. This would actually be a cool concept in the future if I ever get a PO box or something. A lot of you guys say that you want to send me different mugs. Some of you said you want to send me different beanies. That would actually be pretty fun. So when I come out and do these videos, I could have a different mug on or a different beanie from what you guys send in. But for now, I don't have a PO box, so unfortunately right now you can't send me a mug. But maybe in the future, that sounds pretty cool. All right, guys, we're going to cut it right there. Okay, if you made it to the end of the video, do me a favor, leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. This was a pretty long video, so again, if you made it this far, then that's what the whole like is for. And if you haven't already, please subscribe and hit the bell notification. Again, I said this before in a prior video, but I got eyes watching, so I'm trying to meet some metrics basically. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Sorry if this video was a little bit too long. There was a lot to talk about, a lot to react to. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Make sure you guys hit me up on Twitter, and yeah, hit the bell notification on there as well, so that when I make the tweet, you guys can respond as fast as possible, which makes it, you know, probably more probable for you guys to be selected. I'll see you guys later. You guys take it easy. You stay safe, stay hydrated, and have a good one.